For centuries, deep inside the temples of ancient Egypt, 7 sacred plants were guarded not as decoration, but as living keys to the human soul. Each of these plants carried a secret vibration, an energy that could unlock clarity, harmony, abundance, and spiritual protection. And here's my promise to you. If you stay with me until the very end of this journey, you'll not only discover what these 7 plants are, but you'll also learn how to use them in your own life, starting today. You'll understand how to awaken forgotten parts of yourself and step into alignment with the great cosmic rhythm that guides everything. Imagine walking into an ancient temple thousands of years ago. The air is thick with incense, the walls echo with chants, and in the corners, placed with intention, stand living plants. They are not there for beauty. They are guardians, teachers, silent allies. The Egyptian priests and priestesses knew something we've forgotten. Plants are not passive. They are conscious beings, emissaries of the universe, vibrating with frequencies that interact directly with your soul. Every leaf hums with a tone, every root sings a note. Together they create a silent choir, a field of energy that shapes the way you feel, the way you think, even the way you dream. Modern science is only just beginning to catch up. Studies show plants respond to human presence. They alter their bioelectrical activity when you approach. They emit measurable fields that influence your mood, your stress, even the rhythm of your heart. But for the ancients, this was common knowledge. They trained initiates to sense the voices of plants, not with ears, but with being. To sit with a peace lily was to feel balance. To inhale basil was to feel opportunity opening. To burn sage was to feel the air itself reset. This was a language older than civilization, the language of vibration. And the ancients believed that by learning this language, you could tune your soul like an instrument, preparing yourself for higher knowledge, higher balance, and higher truth. So, let's begin our journey into the 7 spiritual allies of Thoth, the plants that harmonize the soul. And before we move deeper into the mysteries of these sacred plants, take a moment to help this message grow. Share it with someone who needs a little harmony today. And if you're enjoying this journey, let your support be felt so we can continue uncovering more hidden wisdom together. Sage was never just a plant. It was a gatekeeper. In the temples, sage smoke was not meant to create atmosphere. It was a purifier, a reset button for both space and spirit. Before sacred ceremonies, before speaking the names of gods, before entering the sanctum of hidden knowledge, sage was burned. Its spirals of smoke carried more than scent. They carried vibration. Sage cleared stagnant currents, stripped away heaviness, and dissolved falsehood. It prepared both the environment and the initiate for truth. Walk into a room where anger has lingered, where grief has left its mark. You can feel the weight in the air. Burn sage there, and the heaviness dissolves. Science now confirms that sage releases antibacterial compounds, purifying the physical air. But the ancients knew it also purifies the energetic air, the invisible dust of emotion and memory that clings to places and people. To them, purity was not the absence of something. It was the presence of clarity, openness, readiness. Sage was the plant of transition, the one that opens the gates. Even today, before meditation, before an important conversation, before creative work, sage can help reset your field. Light it with intention. Let its smoke wash through your space and your aura, and you'll feel it. A subtle knowing that something heavy has been lifted, that space has been made for truth to enter. Sage is where the path begins, the first key to harmony. Lavender drifts into your life like a dream. Its fragrance is soft, almost delicate, yet behind that softness lies a force the ancients revered, the gift of spiritual sight. In Thoth's teachings, lavender was aligned with insight. It quieted turbulent thoughts so that intuition could rise clear and sharp. In healing chambers, it was placed near the heads of dreamers to open the inner ear, to help them receive symbols and messages from the unseen world. Even today, lavender calms the nervous system, lowers anxiety, and deepens sleep. But beneath those effects lies its true gift. It tunes the signal of the soul. Spend time with lavender and your dreams become more vivid, your intuition more accurate, your awareness sharper. Lavender doesn't force vision. It reveals the conditions where vision can naturally emerge. But sight alone is not enough. What good is vision if the space around you is vulnerable? That's where Aloe Vera enters, the guardian plant. In the temples, aloe was placed at thresholds and sacred perimeters. It was not merely healing burns and skin. It was holding the integrity of space itself. Thick, resilient leaves storing luminous gel, protection without aggression, strength without rigidity. Aloe radiated a field so steady that imbalance could not survive within it. It was a reminder that true protection isn't about building walls, but about holding harmony so firmly that dissonance has no place to cling. Sit beside aloe and you'll feel it. Your energy steadies, your core strengthens. It teaches you to maintain your own protective field, to be a guardian not through fear, but through resonance. Together, lavender and aloe form a powerful pair, one opening your vision, the other protecting the space in which vision can flourish. Basil is more than kitchen spice. In the temples, it was called green gold, not because it could be traded, but because it was a magnet for abundance, not just wealth, but opportunities, inspiration, and connections. The priests believed abundance was not luck. It was a frequency. Basil, with its sun-loving leaves and vibrant energy, anchored that frequency. To tend a basil plant was to open yourself to flow. Its fragrance was a signal to the unseen saying, "I am ready to receive." Modern science calls it uplifting. The ancients called it alignment with the generous rhythm of life. But abundance without harmony in relationships quickly collapses. That's why basil was paired with the peace lily, the plant of equilibrium. With its graceful white blooms, the peace lily was more than ornamental. It was a mediator, a silent diplomat. In temples, it stood in meeting halls, in healing chambers, in places where disagreements needed resolution. Its vibration softened the ego, invited listening, dissolved invisible barriers. Its bloom, a white vessel, was seen as receptivity, the willingness to hold space without judgment. Its leaves, broad and grounded, symbolized stability. Modern studies show peace lilies purify the air, but the ancients said they purify the emotional air. They absorb discord the way they absorb toxins, creating an environment where resolution can finally take root. Basil teaches you to open to life's abundance. Peace lily teaches you to maintain balance in your connections. Together, they invite both prosperity and harmony. There is a sharpness to rosemary that cuts through the fog. For the ancients, it was not just for memory, it was for remembrance. Remembrance of who you are, why you came, the soul's original purpose. Before initiates advanced to higher roles, they inhaled rosemary to recalibrate, to anchor themselves in clarity so they wouldn't be swayed by distraction. Its needle-like leaves were spears of truth, piercing illusion, pointing the way forward. Modern science confirms rosemary sharpens memory and focus, but spiritually, it awakens the dormant agreements you made before entering this life. It whispers, "You have not forgotten. You've only been looking in the wrong direction. And once you remember, you must hold steady." That's the gift of the snake plant, the embodiment of sovereignty. Standing tall and unyielding, its upright leaves formed a living wall of strength. It did not bend to environment. It shaped environment simply by being. Placed at temple perimeters, snake plants demanded alignment. They did not absorb distortion. They left no room for it. They taught boundaries, not brittle walls, but firm self-knowledge. To be sovereign is to remain whole in the presence of all things, to engage fully with the world without losing yourself in it. Modern science notes snake plants release oxygen even at night, unceasing in their vigilance. Spiritually, they remind you, sovereignty is not isolation. It is the ability to stand in your truth, unwavering regardless of external tides. Rosemary awakens remembrance. Snake plant ensures sovereignty. Together, they return you to yourself. Now imagine bringing all 7 together: sage, lavender, aloe vera, basil, peace lily, rosemary, and snake plant. The ancients did not place them randomly. They arranged them in a living mandala, a green temple. Sage in the east for purification, lavender in the west for insight, aloe vera at thresholds for protection, basil at the center for abundance, peace lily at gathering points for relationship harmony, rosemary at the entry for remembrance, snake plant forming the boundary for sovereignty. Together, they created a sacred field where the human soul could remember its place in the great cosmic design. Step into such a mandala, and the body softens, the mind quiets, the inner senses awaken. It feels like coming home. Modern science measures fragments, cleaner air, reduced stress, improved focus. But no instrument yet can capture the way basil shifts your sense of possibility, or the way snake plant strengthens your inner core. And yet, you feel it. Not with the mind, but with the being. The invitation is simple. Treat these plants not as ornaments, but as allies. Care for them, listen to them, place them with intention. Let them speak their silent language. Because when you do, something extraordinary happens. Harmony ceases to be a distant goal. It becomes a living state, a way of being, accessible here and now. And perhaps, just perhaps, you'll realize the answers you've been searching for have been quietly growing by your side all along.